Well, it's very interesting because when we look at the digitization of electoral processes, you also have to remember there's many steps in the electoral process. In South Africa, we've actually digitized most of it. You can register online, you can change your address online, you can choose if you're outside of your voting district, you can do a Section 24A application online. So most of it is online except for the actual voting
Process,
process.
yeah.
And I think, and perhaps Prof could also speak to that, but I think there's also a lack of trust for that part of the process being fully digitized. So it's interesting to see the work that's been done, and I mean it would be great to hear from the Prof, especially I mean really his study and into that, but also in the work that we do with the various bodies that we manage elections for. Some of them, because we always have to go according to the constitution of whatever that body is, whether it's an SRC, whether it's a trade union or whatever. But a lot of their constitutions are also outdated because they specifically don't give a provision for online voting or electronic processes. So it
Yes.
has to be paper balloting. So
Yes.
those, I think, are some of the challenges that you find as you try to digitize more and more and more.
So, in fact, making sure that it's a paper ballot is constitutional for the voting process. So, voting online would be unconstitutional in that
And then the
scenario.
entire election is
We know that the Constitution has basically ring fenced paper ballot as the only method that an election can be delivered, which essentially precludes the IEC from conducting any elections using e-voting technologies. But what concerns me is that the technology also prevents the Electoral Commission from experimenting or piloting with e-voting technology. And I think for me that is the first step that we should go toward, to allow the Electoral Commission and us researchers to get contextual information about the country, about what would be the demands and requirements for e-voting in South Africa. Now, the final point I want to make is that with regards to paper ballots and the youth of today, go to your niece or nephew or neighbor who's under 20 and ask them if they have a pen on them. Right? Go and ask them if they can find a pen in the drawer. And you'll find that we are moving towards a digital only generation. Everything they do is on that device that they have in their pocket. So this industry 1.0 thing called paper, they're not interested in that. They laugh at it. They don't. So they're becoming an increasing disconnect between the paper ballot that we treasure and love and the youth.